Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. I am Bindu. Welcome back. As you have learnt about the central government in the previous session, today let's learn about the state governments of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Let's begin with the topic. The Indian Constitution establishes a federal government with distinct administrative systems for both the union and the states. India has 28 states, 8 union territories and 1 national capital territory, Delhi. The Constitution includes guidelines for governing both the union and the states. It provides a standardized framework for the state government, outlined in Part 6 of the Constitution. From Article 152 to 237, which applies to all states. The state government's structure, similar to the central government, comprises 3 branches: the executive, the legislature and the judiciary. Learning outcomes. Executive powers of Governor, Chief Minister, Council of Ministers. Legislature powers of the Legislative Council, Upper House, and Legislative Assembly, Lower House. Judiciary powers of the High Court, District Court, and other courts. Keywords. Constitution. It has been defined as the fundamental law of a state. Legislature. The group of people in a country or a part of a country who have the power to make and change laws. Resolution. An official decision that is made after a group or organization has voted. Envisaged. To imagine or expect something in the future, especially something good. Concept map. Executive powers. The state executive is envisaged with the role of enforcing the laws. Made by the legislature and looking after the governance in the state. The governor. The governor is the highest authority in the state executive. As per the constitution. Usually, each state has its own governor, but in certain cases, one person can be appointed as the governor of multiple states. Article 154 grants the governor the executive power of the state. Powers and functions of the governor. The governor chooses the chief minister of the state from the leader of the majority party. In the state legislative assembly. The council of ministers is appointed by the governor based on the recommendation of the chief minister. He or she has the authority to appoint the chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission. Chief Minister. Within the framework of the parliamentary system outlined in the Constitution, the governor holds a symbolic role as the executive authority. While the chief minister assumes the practical role as the executive authority. Essentially, the governor represents the state's leadership, while the chief minister represents the government's leadership. The chief minister's term is not fixed and depends on the support of the legislative assembly. If they lose majority support, they must resign. Typically, they serve a full 5-year term like other assembly members. Powers and functions of the chief minister. The chief minister assigns responsibilities to ministers. The chief minister assigns responsibilities to ministers. The chief minister frequently changes the minister's composition. The chief minister leads Council of Ministers meetings and influences decisions. The chief minister guides directs, controls, and coordinates ministers' activities. Council of Ministers. The state legislature holds the Council of Ministers accountable. All council members must also be state legislature members. If not, they must secure their seats within 6 months. If a no confidence motion is approved, the state ministry must resign. The functions and powers of the Council of Ministers. It determines tax structure and financial policies for public welfare. It appoints department heads. It resolves disputes with other states. It proposes using out-of-state reserves. It decides on all bills presented in the Legislative Assembly. The Council of Ministers finalizes the budget. The Legislative Assembly, Lower House. The Legislative Assembly, elected by the people, holds the state's real power. Its size ranges from 60 to 500 members, depending on population. It serves a 5-year term, but can be dissolved early if needed. Andhra Pradesh. On 2nd June 2014, the state of Andhra Pradesh was split to form the new state of Telangana. Andhra Pradesh was allocated 175 legislative seats. With the remaining 119 allocated to Telangana Legislative Assembly. Telangana. The Legislative Assembly of Telangana currently consists of 119 elected members and one nominated member from the Anglo-Indian community. Karnataka. Karnataka is among the 6 states in India that have a bicameral state legislature consisting of 2 houses. The Vidhan Sabha, Lower House, and the Vidhan Parishad, Upper House. The state has a total of 224 members of the Legislative Assembly. MLAs, who are elected directly by the people through adult franchise. The Legislative Council, Upper House. The Legislative Council is the higher chamber of the state legislature in India. It acts as the upper house in 6 states and is a permanent house. MLCs serve for 6 years with 1/3 of the members, terms expiring every 2 years. Functions of the state legislature. The state legislature has the authority to pass laws on subjects listed in the state list and concurrent subjects. If the centre also passes a law on a concurrent subject, the state's law on that subject becomes inoperative. Judiciary of state. The High Court system in India began in 1862 with the establishment of High Courts in Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. Over time, each province in British India had its High Court. After 1950, the High Court of a province became the High Court for the corresponding state. And the High Courts are the highest courts at the state level. The Constitution of India allows for a High Court in each state. The 7th Amendment Act of 1956 gave Parliament the power to create a single High Court for multiple states or a state and the union territory. For instance, Punjab, Haryana and Chandigarh share a common High Court located in Chandigarh, while Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh have a common High Court in Guwahati. The High Court of Guwahati has benches in Itanagar, Kohima and Aizawl. Delhi has its own separate High Court, even though it is not a state. Each High Court has a Chief Justice and a varying number of judges. determined by the President. Powers of the High Court. The High Court can issue directions, orders, and writs to individuals within its jurisdiction. These writs include habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, and certiorari. Habeas corpus refers to you should produce the body. Mandamus means we order. Prohibition means to prohibit. The term quo warranto refers to questioning the authority or warrant. The term certiorari signifies being provided with information. Court of record. The High Court prints and keeps all its decisions and decrees as a record for future reference. Conclusion. The governor is the constitutional head of the state executive. The chief minister is appointed by the governor of the state. The council of ministers is collectively responsible to the state legislature. At present, there are 25 high courts for 28 states and 8 union territories. I believe that all of you have understood the concept of the state government. Thank you.